Are you struggling to finish tasks on time or managing a very busy schedule? In this video, I'll be giving you tips so you can finish everything on time and make good use of every second of your life. So keep watching to learn more. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Wesley, and I'm a recent high school graduate and Cambridge Medic offer holder. I had a really packed schedule during high school, juggling both my school curriculum and self-studying the A-levels, and also taking up a variety of activities and posts within school, especially during the UCAS application period when I had to keep track of everything. I know that some of you might be experiencing similar difficulties as a busy teen. I'll be sharing all the tips that helped me survive that period so you can take control of your time management. Let's start off with one of the most life-changing decisions I have ever made, and that is adopting checklists in my life. I think it was around year 9 when my responsibilities in school became too overwhelming, and I also began planning my UCAS application back then, so I found myself starting to forget minor tasks now and then. And I thought to myself, well, this isn't really working. So I need something to remind me of what are the things that I have to do every day. And I resorted back to old school to-do lists. Since we had a no-phone policy at school, I used sticky notes. Every night I would write down the things that I have to work on the next day on a memo, and once done, I would cross them out. As mentioned in the latest book I'm reading, The Checklist Manifesto by Dr. Atul Gawande, the hardest part is actually to make sure that you use the checklist. Nowadays, checklist apps like the one I use have notifications and reminders, so the hard part is to not just swipe past them. When I use sticky notes, I stuck them in between my wallet, so every time I take it out and use it, there's this pop of color in between that reminds me to look at the checklist and see what are the things that I have to do. Another advantage of using checklists, aside from it being clear and concise, is the satisfaction you get when you cross everything out at the end of the day, which is really my motivation to stick to them. This next tip is probably unnecessary, but it's to use a calendar. In this day and age, life has become complex and filled with an overload of tasks and appointments, which is why, instead of short-term daily checklists, it's also a good idea to use long-term ones, which are calendars. Calendars are yet another tool that allows you to see the things that you have to do clearly, instead of confusing yourself by trying to remember and figure out everything mentally. Your brain is unreliable, so make good use of tools to plan your time. While you could definitely stick to paper ones, I personally prefer digital calendars such as Google Calendar. The great thing about this is that you could plan your schedule in advance for any specific day, and when you need to make another appointment, you could just easily take out your phone and check on the mobile app to see if there are any clashes. Often digital calendars also sync with to-do list programs, so you could easily see everything in one single app. People often ask me how I could get so many things done in one day. Well, the trick to that is to use every second of it. Since you don't get more than 24 hours a day and no one lives forever, I think it's important to use every bit of it. When I was in school, while other people scroll Instagram and play mobile games, I used my commuting time for things like typing club proposals, writing my personal statements, and reading medical papers and such. Now I use it to type scripts, read, and also keep up with my French program. I know some people who can study on public transport, but that was something that I couldn't do. So instead, by finishing other tasks using these snippets of time, I can then save time at home for studying and enjoying my hobbies, etc. Remember that time is a scarce resource, so try your best to make good use and reallocate bits of time for the easy tasks, and save more time for the things that you enjoy in life. If you ever feel like the things you have to do are flying all over the place and you're failing to stick to a hard schedule, then this tip is for you. If you watch my video on how to plan a study schedule, then you remember the concept of buffer time slots. The same goes with life in general, but instead of making a rigid schedule for every day, just give each task on your checklist an estimated time limit unless it's a fixed appointment. Otherwise, allow less important tasks to be shifted throughout the day and leave some time for sudden events or unfinished items. I hope that you'll use some of these tips to help maximize your time and have better control over your life. If you have any ideas, thoughts, or questions, then pop in the comments down below. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!